Awesome. Yeah, so again, just lie down on the mat. Dr. Joe has an ab mat. I'm going to use this little blanket here that I rolled up into a little ball, and I'm going to place it in my low back, almost like between my scapula. Here. There we go. Just to open up the chest a little bit more, and I'm actually going to put my feet in butterflies like position, so the soles of my feet will touch. So I just let my legs open up into a nice little stretch, and that blanket should be in the middle of your back. Good, and you can just let your arms hang overhead or by your side, but you can feel your chest opening up a little bit here. Good. Okay, so let's just take some time to take a lot of deep breaths here. So inhale, feel your lungs expand, exhale, just relax. You can even exhale with your mouth open right now. Hopefully you've had a relaxing weekend, but if this is your first time you get to lay down today, let's enjoy it. So close your eyes. Feel like your eyelids are really, really heavy and it's hard to open your eyes. I'm going to start to take really long, deep breaths in through my nose. I'm going to hold that inhale for 3 seconds and then exhale through my nose too. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Constraining and controlling the breath. Guiding the breath is a super powerful tool that we can use right now if we're ever anxious or feeling a little bit overwhelmed or just really tired. Making your inhale last for about 4 to 6 seconds, then holding that inhale for the same amount of seconds, and then exhaling for the same amount of seconds, and holding again. Creating a box with your breath. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold, and inhale again. Good. I'm giving you guys that tool that you guys can use for the next 5 deep breaths if you'd like to do that, or you can just breathe on your own pace. Inhaling and exhaling. Just take this time to really feel your lungs expand, your belly rise, taking in new energy, and just letting stress and worry just melt away. This is your time. Now, if your legs are bent, go ahead and straighten them, just out long on your mat. And I'm gonna put pressure on my forearms to move that towel or blanket out from underneath me. I'm gonna lay back down, just flat on the ground now. Put do not disturb on the computer. You guys just lie flat. Hi, Mason. Good. Okay, so lying flat on your back, you're gonna inhale. And as you exhale, you'll hug your right knee to your chest. Squeeze the knee. And then bring the left knee into your chest and straighten that right one. Yeah, exhale as you bring that knee close to the chest. We're gonna move through that like slow motion bicycle 5 times each leg. Inhale as you switch and exhale as you squeeze that thigh closer to your chest, rib cage. Inhale, switch. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. We'll do twice more on both sides. And on your last one, we'll keep that knee squeezed into the chest. So I have my left knee squeezed into my thigh here. And I'm gonna guide my knee in a little circle. So I'm using my arm here to move my knee and create little circles with my hip. Just guiding your hip to open up a little bit more. Inhale and exhale, good. We'll do 5 little circles here. And then press that knee out towards the outside of your mat. So my left knee is being pressed out towards the left side of my body here. Just a gentle press, not too much pressure on the knee. You can press into the inner thigh if that feels better. But letting gravity do its work here and a little gentle nudge with your hand. Try to keep both hips on the ground here. And we'll start doing our hip openers. Good. So now bring that knee back to center. Give it a nice squeeze, and as you exhale, we're gonna twist. So my left knee is over to my right. I'm gonna reach out with my left hand. Now this is the first twist that we do today. So if it feels a little bit too much, you can just hold your knee in the center. If you want to give your leg a little bit of a press with your right hand, you can do that, but don't try to force anything right now. And now bring that knee back to center. Extend that left leg and bring the right knee towards your chest. Just like we started with the other side, let's guide that knee in a little circle. So a couple of hip circles on the right. Good. And if you need to change direction, you can do that too. I forgot to say that the last time around. Good. And now you'll hold your knee out to the right, getting a really deep hip opener right here, making sure both hips are drilled into the floor here. Try not to press too hard so that your left hip comes off of the ground. Really keep those flat on the ground. There. Now bring that knee to center. Inhale and exhale, guide it over to the other side for a twist. Good. So again, this doesn't have to be really deep. It's okay if your right shoulder comes off of the ground. This is just the beginning of our practice today. Awesome. Come back to center. Bring both knees towards your chest now, and let's just rock up and down until we can come to a comfortable seated position. So if you need to put your little blanket underneath you or a block to get some help, you can do that. I'm just gonna sit on the ground with my legs crossed. And we're gonna do an inhale with both of our arms overhead. And we're gonna bend our elbows and get a little bit of a back bend cactus arm. So this feels a little bit awkward in this position, but I'm just introducing that deep chest opener. So reach up, Inhale and exhale, bend the elbows and open up the chest. Good. Inhale the arms up overhead, and let's do that one more time. Cactus arms. Bend the elbows, look up. Good. Now bring your arms back up. Inhale, 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 up long, and then exhale as you twist. So the right hand comes behind your back, and the left hand can press onto that right knee. Good, so let's inhale, press into the floor, lengthen, and exhale, twist. You can take your gaze behind you. Lots of twisting today. Go ahead and come back to center. Here in center, before we switch to the other side, I'm going to place my hands on my knees, and I'm going to do some cat-cow sitting down. So what this looks like is, as I inhale, I'm going to press into my knees and pull my chest forward as I look up. And as I exhale, I'm going to carve out my spine, and almost like if I'm pulling onto my knees now, so in the opposite direction. Then inhale, press the chest through, look up, and exhale, carve out your spine. Inhale, push your chest through, bring your shoulders down, and then exhale, carve out your spine. Come back to neutral. We're gonna inhale the arms up tall, and exhale, twist. Guide that left hand back down, back behind you. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. For most of the twists that we'll do today, that cue will be exactly the same. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. The exhale gives you a little bit of room there to move a little deeper into the twist. And come back to center. Good. Let's do 2 more cat-cows here just to realign our spine. Inhale, look up, and exhale, carve out. Inhale up and exhale, carve out. Good. Now I'm going to plant my hands on the ground and come into a tabletop position. Awesome. In this tabletop, I'm going to curl my toes underneath me and sit back onto my heels. Now, if this feels a little too intense on your knees, you can always just sit, again, crisscross applesauce. And if it's too much for your feet, you can always just uncurl your toes underneath you. But this is a really good stretch for the bottoms of our feet that don't get enough love. So I'm sitting back onto my heels. I'm going to reach up long, and I'm going to exhale, cactus arms, this time adding a little bit of a back bend here. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, bend back, bend those elbows. Inhale up, and exhale, bend back. We'll do that one more time. Inhale up, and exhale, bend. Good, reach up. Plant the palms into the ground, uncurl your toes. Good, and you can give a little taps onto the floor. Now we'll warm up our wrists a little bit. So I'm gonna stay in this tabletop and just move forward and backwards. Forward and backwards. So we're doing all these cat-cows and twists because most of us are spending more time on our computer or on our phones. Today I got to Zoom my 30 family members. So I was on the computer for an hour that I usually wouldn't. So warming up your wrist for all the typing and getting those nice chest openers for all hunching. Hopefully you're not hunching over your screen, but you know what I mean. Now we're slowly going to start rotating our hands. So my fingers are going to face my knees now. Again, if that's a little too much, you don't have to go all the way. And I'm going to lean back and forward, getting a nice stretch in the forearms and in the wrists. Awesome job. Good. Now, I'm just going to come out of that position, shake the wrists out of it, and put my forearms on the mat. Forearms on the mat. Really grip onto your mat with your fingertips. So spread your fingers out wide and then kick your legs back so that you're in a plank. If you need to bring your knees onto the ground, you can do that too, but I'm going to stay in this forearm plank. Press into the floor, your forearms, and then I'm going to shift my weight forward and back, forward and back. So just creating a little heat in the core, forward and back. I'm rolling onto the toes and then back to the balls of my feet. Good, now I'm gonna bring my hips up high as I tiptoe my feet into this dolphin pose. So a variation of down dog, pressing into the floor with the forearms and pushing my chest through as much as I can. This is a very intense lat stretch. So if you're not ready for it, you can always just move into downward dog. We're gonna hold this here for a little bit. Let your head hang heavy. Awesome. And now walk your way back to plank. And then let's get 3 more rocks, forward and back, creating a little bit of heat in your joints, shoulder joints. Good. Now you can just let your knees fall, then let your stomach fall. And I am in Sphinx pose now. My forearms haven't moved, my fingertips haven't moved. I'm gonna push my chest through, create this active position in the low back. Sphinx pose, good. Let's let the head fall over to the right. Feel a nice stretch in your left trap, neck, good. Inhale, bring that head back to center, and then exhale, let your left ear fall over to the left side. Come back to center. Let's do that once more, both sides. Inhale, exhale, let the head fall to the right. Inhale back to center and exhale left side. Good. Back to center. Now I'm gonna let my chest fall all the way to the ground. I'm gonna bring my hands behind me and actually interlace my fingers behind my back. Good. Now let's make this active. Bring those shoulder blades close together and you'll feel your chest lift off of the mat. Good. Press the tops of your feet into the mat and lift your chest up higher. Yes, good. Reaching with your hands towards your feet almost. Good. Really deep, deep chest opener here. And then exhale, let your chest fall down to the mat. Plant your hands, palms by your chest. Bend your knees and then just let the legs fall right to left, left to right, whatever feels good. And I just see everyone's little feet move side to side. Plant your feet back onto the ground. Let's widen our hands so that they're actually not on the mat, just on the outside of the mat. I'm on my fingertips and I'm gonna press into the mat, onto the floor with the fingertips. Good. Really, really press into the floor, bring your chest up nice and high. This is a really deep back bend. You can look up if you'd like. Inhale and exhale, come all the way back down. You can bring the hands next to the chest now, and let's press back into a child's pose. So knees as wide as you need, bring the big toes to touch, and reach for the top of your mat. And if your breath started to speed up a little bit, bring it back down just to how you started the practice. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Awesome. So from this child's pose, let's move into our first downward dog. So curl the toes underneath you. Lift those hips up high. And if your heels can't touch the mat just yet, that's totally fine. You can get as much bend in the knees as you need. Good. Press, press, press with every fingertip into the ground. And then let's walk our toes to our hands all the way to the top of the mat. Let's inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold, feel your head hang heavy. And then let's inhale our arms all the way up. Good, and here I'm gonna inhale and exhale, reach back with my right hand as my left hand comes up to the front of the room, right in front of you. So there's one line of energy from the right hand to the left hand. And inhale back up to center. And exhale all the way back down, forward fold. I'll get to the other side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, reach all the way back up. And now exhale, reach left hand back. Good, so my hips are still facing the front of the room. I'm just reaching my left hand back. Good, inhale back to center. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Good, make sure that in this halfway lift, your shoulders are still away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale all the way up. Let's take an exhale in cactus arms here. Feel your chest expand, feel that stretch. Inhale, reach up, and exhale all the way back down. Good, let's step back into a plank. We're gonna lower down, but it's gonna take us 5 seconds. So if you need to bring your knees down to the ground, you can totally do that. I'm gonna start lowering, keeping my elbows nice and close to my chest, to my rib cage. 5 seconds. Good, as soon as your chest touches the ground, uncurl your toes underneath you and inhale, press up into a cobra. Good, now make sure those shoulder blades are back and down. Come all the way back down to the ground. If you'd like to stay in cobra, you can do that. I'm gonna go ahead and upward facing dog. So press the tops of my feet onto the ground and peel my thighs and hips off of the ground. Inhale, look up, and exhale, bring the hips up high, downward dog. I'm gonna inhale my right leg up towards the ceiling. Open up my hips as I bend my right knee. And I'm gonna get 5 hip circles here with my right knee. 5 to one side, and 5 to the other side. Good. As big as you can make these circles. Trying to work through any tightness in the glutes. Good, hip flexors. When you're done with that leg, reach the foot all the way back up to the ceiling, and then drop that right leg. Come back to the plank. Let's lower down, 5 seconds again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome, keep pressing into the floor as you lift that left leg up. Stack your hips, bend that left knee, and start getting in those hip circles on this side. Make sure you're pressing with equal weight in both hands. Once you get 5, switch direction. Then you can reach that left foot back up and then back down. Good, this time we'll move into a plank. And you can just lower down at your own speed. Inhale up. And exhale back into a downward dog. Let's drop our knees to the ground. And if you'd like to move into child's pose, you can. I'm gonna do puppy pose. So I'm gonna keep my hips on top of my knees and reach forward. So my torso should look like it's in child's pose. Yeah, great job, you guys. Really press those armpits into the ground. You can always make this a little bit more difficult by bringing your chin to the ground. That's a little bit of a deeper shoulder opener. Amazing job, guys. Let's shift our weight back onto our palms. Lift our knees off of the ground, back into a plank. Good. Now I'm gonna shift my weight back into downward dog. Inhale, come to my tippy toes. Bend my knees. Now, if you wanna jump to the top of your mat, you can, or you can step up. Try to make that a soft landing. Let's inhale all the way up. Reach up nice and tall. And then just let your hands fall by your side. Now let's give our shoulders a little bit of a break here. 5 shoulder rolls. You guys know by now that's my go-to. That always feels good. Let's take a big inhale up. And exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to take a bend with my right knee here. And then plant my right hand into the ground right in front of me. And reach up with my left hand. Forward fold twist. So there's one line from my left hand to my right hand. Shoulders are stacked on top of each other. And then I'm getting a nice twist in my spine. Little stretch in the left glute. And take the gaze up to the ceiling. And bring that hand back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And let's go on to the other side. So bend in the left knee, left hand into the mat. As you inhale, reach up with the right hand. And bring it on back down. From here, let's lift our left foot up and just shoot it back into a low lunge. So my right knee is bent in front and my left leg is back straight. Good. In this lunge, you're more than welcome to drop that left knee behind you or keep that left knee up. I'm gonna sweep my arms up. Crescent lunge here. I'm gonna inhale, lift up just a little bit, and as I exhale, I'm gonna lunge deeper, bringing my hips closer to the ground. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift a little bit, and exhale, lunge deeper. Good, now we're gonna inhale, just stay where you are, and exhale, cactus arms, get a nice back bend here. Feel the stretch in the front of the hip flexor. Inhale, reach the arms back up, and then exhale, plant your hands down just on both sides of your foot. So my hands are on the outside of my right, or on either side of my foot. Just take a deep breath here in this low lunge. I still feel the stretch here, hopefully you do too. I'm gonna keep the left hand onto the ground. Inhale, and reach that right hand up towards the ceiling. Good, so you should feel this maybe on the outside of your right glute. Okay, just keep pressing into the floor with that left hand. I'm going to inhale as I reach back with my right hand and bring my left hand up. So just twisted, right hand reaching back, left hand reaching forward. I'm going to take a nice big inhale and exhale as I reach back even more with my left hand or reach up with my left hand as I come into this reverse crescent lunge. Awesome. Now cartwheel your hands all the way back down. Bring the right foot to meet your left in a plank. Let's lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward dog. Let's take a couple of seconds here to just pedal out our feet. Or take just a couple of deep breaths in your downward dog. Inhale, come onto your tippy toes. Bend your knees or step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, and shake your head out a little bit here. Yeah, any tension in the neck, just let it go. I'm gonna shift my weight over to my left foot and shoot my right foot back into a lunge. Good. So again, if you drop that knee behind you, you can do that. If not, just keep it up. If you do keep your back knee up, do press back with your heel so that there's an active position, that leg's nice and strong. Inhale, reach the arms up. Good. We're gonna inhale, come up, and exhale deeper into that lunge. Inhale, reach up, and exhale deeper into that lunge. Good. Now we'll inhale and exhale, cactus arms back bend. Inhale, arms back up, and exhale, drop those hands onto the mat. Good, now we'll press into the floor with our right hand as we reach up with our left. Twisted lunge. Great job. Don't let those hips start to come up when your legs feel a little bit tired. Keep digging those hips towards the ground. Awesome job. Now from here, if you need to shorten your stance, you can do that. Oh no. The meeting was, I was kicked out. I was kicked out of the meeting because someone else is signed in.
I hear you. We hear everything.
Oh, I got scared. Oh, hi guys. Sorry about that. I have no idea what happened. I left you in a painful position. Okay. So we're all in the same lunge with our left hand overhead. I'm gonna inhale, reach up and come into that lunge. Good. Torso's upright, reaching forward with the right, reaching back with the left. Keeping that nice deep, deep, deep lunge. Big inhale and exhale, reach back, reverse warrior here. Cartwheel your hands all the way back down. Left foot meets your right, and let's flow through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. Again, we'll hold here in this downward dog. Squeeze your quads and take your gaze to your toes or to your belly button. Makes this pose really strong and active. Good. We're gonna exhale, bend our knees and hover them just over the ground. So floating tabletop position. Maybe your quads are a little bit tired here, but we're just gonna keep pressing into the floor with our hands. Good, and then exhale, down dog. Awesome. Inhale, come onto your tiptoes, bend the knees, and meet at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale all the way up. Awesome job, guys. Okay, so we're gonna move into dancer pose. This one requires a little bit of balance. So if you just fall, that's totally fine. I might. I have a nice wall here, so I can hold on to if I need to. If you need to get yourself close to something, you're more than welcome to do that. So I'm gonna stand, and before we do anything, I just want you guys to lift your toes off of the mat, separate them, and then plant them into the ground. So those are the roots. That's what's gonna keep you standing tall and balanced. I'm gonna bend my left leg, so my weight's now shifted onto my right, and I'm gonna grab onto my left foot. So this could be your dancer pose today. I'm gonna reach up with my right hand, and try not to bend forward too much until you feel really comfortable. So let's make this pose active. I'm gonna kick into my left hand here. So there we go, it's some tension. I'm using the quad to press into my hand and open up my shoulder. When you feel stable enough, go ahead and drop your chest closer to the ground. All the while, keeping that tension with the back foot. Kicking into that back foot. Good, breathe wherever you are. And then come back to standing. Let go of that left foot. And I'm gonna bring the knee now to my chest. So I'm still balancing on my right. Good. Hold that knee up with your right hand. And then take your left all the way to the back. Twist. Surprise here. We're working our stabilizing ankle muscles, so I see someone shaking them out. It's okay, I feel that too. Come back to center. Give it a little squeeze. Good, now just let that knee be at a 90-degree angle, still balancing. Bring your hands to heart center, or reach them up towards the ceiling, totally your preference. Keep that leg active, so flex the foot, and we're gonna reach it behind us and come into a warrior three. Keep those hip flexors facing the ground. One more deep breath here. Plant your hands onto the ground and kick that left foot up. Half split. Good, and just exhale, drop that leg. And let's shake our feet out. Good. All right, so we have another side, so we have to go ahead and do that. So again, if you need to recheck your balance, lift your toes off the mat, separate them, and then plant them deep into the ground. Your little roots. Shift your weight over to the left and start lifting that foot behind you. Grab the right foot, kick into that foot, as you start to lean forward. Good. Kick, 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 kick. Feel that shoulder opening. And come back to standing. And then squeeze that right knee towards your chest. Keep grabbing onto that knee with your left hand as you reach back with the right. Good. Shoulders are away from your ears. Come back to the front of the mat. Oops. Let go of the knee. Again, bring your hands to heart center or up, whatever you prefer. Flex that right foot and kick it back, warrior three. You can always hold on to something or the floor here if you want as well. One more deep breath. And exhale, hands to the ground. Kick that right foot all the way up. Half split. Bring that chest closer to your knee. And then exhale, drop the leg. Stand on up. Shake the legs out. So that was a fun balancing sequence. I like to widen our stance. I'll actually face you for this, guys. Widen your stance really nice. And wide, redundant. Place your hands on your hips. Take a big deep breath, expand your chest, and exhale, fold forward. Good, all the way down. Bring your hands to the floor. If you want to reach behind you, you can do that too if you feel like you need a little bit more of an advanced pose. You can grab onto your big toes. This is just to contrast that balancing pose. Now we have a wide base of support, and we're stretching all those little muscles in our ankles and our feet that help to support us. Okay, so let's bring your hands right in front of your face on the ground. Let's inhale, halfway lift here. Exhale, forward fold. And now just bring your feet in just a bit closer so that you're almost in a squat stance. Just kidding, it is a squat stance. So bring your hips down towards the ground, bring that chest up as you find yourself in a yogi squat or the bottom of your squat. I'm going to bring my hands to heart center, press into the inner thighs as I drive the knees out. Awesome job. Try not to hunch over in this position and let the knees cave in. This is still an active position. Awesome job. Shift your weight over to the right. Press that left knee out. And then shift on over to the left. Drive that right knee out. Let's do that twice more. Shift over. Shift over. Now let's stand all the way up. Shake the legs out. And let's go all the way back down. Press the knees out. So today I thought it would be fun to try, you guys can hold and not stretch. Today it would be fun to try a crow pose. So for those of you that know what that is, you can just go straight into it if you'd like. I'll lead those, I'll lead everyone else that needs a little bit more help with cueing. And this is not for anyone to be intimidated, this is for everyone. So I'll just lead you guys in this pose. So crow pose, I like to start in this like yogi squat. I'm gonna bring my hands to the floor just in front of me and bring my feet in a little bit closer so that my hips are nice and high. Good, so plant those hands into the ground, have a sturdy base support. And once you guys are not looking at me, you can just put your gaze right in front of you You're going to create a little shelf with your forearms here. So my knees are on my forearms. I'm pressing into the ground. And slowly you can maybe lift some of your toes off of the ground, both of your feet off of the ground, and get into a nice crow pose. So good. It requires a little bit of trust. I see Edwin in the squat still. So we're just going to do a couple little practice rounds here. So you can try holding that crow pose for as long as you can, or just maybe alternating 1 foot off of the ground, 1 foot off of the ground. For those of you that want a little bit of a challenge, you can try doing crow and then jumping back into your chaturanga, that low plank push-up position. I just want to give something for everyone here. Mason, that looks awesome. I see Heather. Ooh, nice control. Yeah, good balancing, everybody. Nice job, Mom. I just see Christian's in the air. Nice. It requires some trust. Great job, guys. Thanks for playing around with me. So let's just sit back onto our, if you want, it could be onto your heels, just like we did in the beginning of class. It could be in a crisscross applesauce position. But let's massage our wrists a little bit. So interlace your hands, and let's do figure 8 with the hands. Yeah. If I come a little bit closer, maybe you can see. It looks kind of funny, but yeah. So that crow pose can be a little bit tough on the wrists, but it's fun to try. There's always, if you feel like that's a little too easy, maybe another day we can try side crow. That could be kind of fun. But for now, I think we're good with that. So relax the hands. Let's sit onto our behind with our legs stretched out in front of us. Good. I'm going to cross my right foot over. If you want to make this a little bit tougher, you can bend the left knee as well. But if that's too much, just keep that left leg straight. I'm going to reach up with both of my hands, sit up nice and tall, and I'm going to exhale, reach my right hand behind me, and hook my elbow onto my knee here. So sit up nice and tall on your sit bones. Use your right hand as a little kickstand. With every inhale, feel the lengthening. With every exhale, feel like you're getting deeper into that stretch. And exhale, come back to center. Uncross your legs out from underneath you. Let's reach up, lengthen. So both of my legs are straight. I'm going to exhale, forward fold. And so forward fold as much as you can without curving. So I'm going to lengthen first and get as far as I can that way, and then I can just let my head relax. And if that means you're holding on to the backs of your thighs or your calves, that's totally okay. If you want something more advanced, you can grab onto your hand over your foot, like in the bottoms of your feet. You can hold onto your toes. And then go ahead and sit up tall. Let's get the other side for that twist. So cross that left leg over now. Sit up nice and tall. Reach up and exhale, twist left hand back and hook that elbow onto that knee. Good. Now this isn't a time to shrug into your shoulders like this. Really, really press your shoulders down. Nice job, guys. And come back to center. Straighten your legs. And let's lay down. I think it's about time we lay down. I'm going to keep my knees bent and the soles of my feet on the ground. We've been doing a lot of twisting and opening. Let's finish this up with a bridge pose. So I'm going to do supported bridge. That feels good for me right now. So I'm going to press my feet into the ground with my hips as high as I can. And I'm actually going to prop my hips up with my hands underneath. So I'm bringing my shoulder blades close together and resting my hips on my hands here. If that's not for you, you can just interlace your hands behind you, bring your shoulder blades together and lift those hips up high. This pose should just reduce some tension in the low back, in the neck. Now if your hands were interlaced, let them go. And let's come down one vertebrae at a time. So this should be super, super controlled. Oh, nice. Let's bring our knees to our chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let's do a couple of rock and rolls just to massage the back a little bit. Now, if this doesn't feel good because your bones kind of hurt when you do this, just sway right to left. Awesome job. So we're going to finish off our practice by doing one last happy baby. Just easy stretch here. I'm holding onto the bottoms of my feet and pressing my knees past my armpits into the floor, pressing my lower back into the floor too. Not too much bending happening here, just restful. We're going to move into our final resting pose, and if you want to grab your blanket from the beginning of class or your little towel or block to put that underneath your back, you can do that too. If you'd rather not, that's okay, but I just wanted to let you guys know before you do that. Let go of your feet, bring your knees towards your chest, squeeze. Inhale and exhale, Shavasana. Let's rest together. So I'm just gonna lay down. Let my legs flop open as much as they want. You can spread your arms out by your side or overhead on your belly. Close your eyes, feel your eyelids grow heavy. And just let your breath naturally. You can breathe with your mouth now, with your nose, whatever comes naturally, almost like if you were sleeping. Inhale that gratitude for getting to move your body, getting to be in community, and choosing to be the best version of yourself today. Yeah, so really enjoy that rest you've created for yourself. Slowly start bringing life back into your fingertips and your toes. Maybe just wiggling your fingertips or flexing your feet. If you need some extra time in Shavasana, please be my guest. I will slowly start guiding us back to seated position. So I'm just going to bend my knees with the soles of my feet on the mat. I'm going to reach my hands overhead. And I'm just going to fall to whatever side feels better. Using your arm as a pillow. Keep those eyes heavy. Take a couple breaths here in the side. Laid down position. And use your hand to press into the floor and come to a seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Let's reach up once more all together. I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. Thank you so much for letting me guide the practice today, guys. Thank you. If you're still laying down, yay, good for you.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, guys. We did a lot of twisting and a lot of bending and stuff like that. So hopefully that makes you feel a little bit more open. I know I've been feeling a little bit like this, but with all that twisting, you might need a little bit more water than you think. So just drink lots of water, have a really yummy dinner, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Michaela, thank you so much for joining us. We miss you a lot.
I'll try to join next week.
Yay! So thank you guys. If